Hey, it's Joe Amoya, the Smarter Dating Guy, with this week's Smarter Dating Question of the Week. And this week's question comes from Lenora, and it's a good one. You're going to love this one. Lenora writes, with my relationship, I know exactly why I stay and why I'm not completely happy. But why does he stay if it seems as though he's not completely happy either? Things have changed dramatically, nothing like it used to be. I've been with him for 3 years and things are just not the same. I know I should leave, but I don't have the courage, nor am I financially stable. And I truly love him. I'm just tired of being halfway happy. Fear plays a big role on my part. He has had ample time to leave, but he hasn't. When I do build up my courage to leave, I allow him to convince me to stay. He says he loves me and he wants to marry me, but I'm not sure he understands what love is and the territory that comes along with it. I know exactly what I want in a man. Exactly. And he has stipulated what he wants. He used to give it all to me. Companionship, compassion, quality time, sex. And he was very supportive and sympathetic when needed. That's what drew me in. But now he doesn't. So why are we holding on? We have no ties. Well, my first question is, or my first response is, why are you holding on? There are a couple things that Lenore writes here that I'd like to address because it's something that we all go to. She says that she's unhappy, but yet she continues to stay. And she even admitted that it was from fear. And it's the reason we all stay. We all have our fears of why we stay in relationships that we know are unhappy and unfulfilling. For most of us, it's the fear of being alone, or maybe I'm not able to support myself financially, whatever it may be. So what I always suggest is to just look at that fear head on. What's the worst thing that can happen? So if you do move out and you move out on your own, it's what's going to happen? You're going to be by yourself. Is there someone you can go to? Is there someone you can depend on? Is there someone you can live with temporarily just to get back on your feet? There's always, always, always a solution. But what most of us do is we think of the what if down. What if this goes wrong? Or what if that happens? We never look at the what if up. What if this good things happens? Or what if I get out and I meet somebody who's even better? So that's something I always like to recommend. Is just look at what is the good that's going to come out of this. Because unfortunately, staying in a relationship where we're unhappy and unfulfilled is never going to lead to where we want to go. So another thing that she talks about is how he loves her. You know what? I totally get it. But there's an expression, sometimes love isn't enough. It really comes down to, do you want to be with someone who loves you, but where you're not happy and fulfilled? Or you're only happy and fulfilled 50% of the time? See, nobody can make that decision for you. And I completely understand. I was in a relationship for 3 years with somebody that I loved and who loved me, but we just weren't good for each other. That's really the only way I can put it. And ultimately, until I realized is that my happiness came first and foremost. It's something that I teach a lot of the women that I work with. It's called healthy selfishness. If you've ever been on an airplane and they go over the pre-flight boarding instructions, they tell you when the oxygen mask comes down, well, you need to put it on yourself first. And that's how I look at relationships is, you know what? You have to take care of yourself first. You can't depend on somebody else to make you happy or to make you feel loved. Now, that person can enhance your happiness. They can enhance your feeling of being loved. But if you're looking for them to source it for you, unfortunately, you're going to wind up putting yourself in situations and relationships where you stay out of fear. So I'm not a person to tell anyone what to do because I think we all have to learn our lessons the hard way. But unfortunately for many of us, we learn the real hard way. And some of us never learn. And as a result, we put ourselves in situations that don't allow us to experience what we really want. So I sum up everything in my life into this one phrase. And it's, how is it working for you? If being in a relationship where you're only happy 50% of the time is okay for you, then stay there. But I knew after what I went through that I either wanted a great relationship or I wanted no relationship at all. And in fact, that's why I created Smarter Dating. Because what it really comes down to, and it's step 4 in my process, is drawing your line on the sand. Drawing your line in the sand. What are you not willing to tolerate? See, after what I went through, I knew that it was either a great relationship or no relationship. I had been on that roller coaster and my emotions going round and round, up and down, and I wanted no part of that ever again. So I knew if I couldn't have a great relationship, I was perfectly content with being happy on my own. So the key is taking a good look in the mirror and just really asking yourself, why are you staying? And just deal with that. And once you address that and deal with that and realize that you deserve a great, happy, and fulfilling relationship, you're going to realize this guy either has it or he doesn't. And if he doesn't, no matter how much you try, no matter how much you rationalize or justify, you are never, ever, ever going to have that relationship you desire. But I know you can have it, and I know you will have it if you're strong enough to give up the goal, give up the good to go for the great. So hopefully this helped, not only Lenora, but hopefully it helped you as well. So if you're having some trouble or you're having a challenge, what I'd like you to do is to go to that little box down on the right-hand side that says Ask Dr. Joe. And I'd like you to submit your question or your challenge to me. And what I'll do is I'll create a video for you, or if I don't get to a video, I'll personally address it for you. So I want to thank you for your time and your energy. I hope you're having a great day. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next week. God bless.